final topic, we're going to go over some news about Andor that was shared in an Empire magazine article. Let's first start off with the big one that the Andor, if we have a, why did I say it like that? Andor has an official timeline. So season one, all 12 episodes are going to take place in, or 5 years before Rogue One. So about 5 BBY. Yeah. Or, yeah, 5 BBY. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes. And then Gilroy said that subsequently will tell a 4-year story in 12 episodes, which with each 3 episodes telling 1 year. So episode 1 through 3 will tell the story 4 years before Rogue One, 4 through 6, 3 years, 7 through 9, 2 years, and then 10 through 12 will lead us right into the events of the film.
Yeah. Very Clone Wars esque.
Right, right. Very Clone Wars esque. So we're gonna get 24 episodes of the show. It's gonna be 2 seasons long. And then we also got some other news. We got the directors. Toby Haynes will be directing 6 episodes: 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, and 10. Susanna White 4, 5, 6, and Benjamin Caron 7, 11, and 12. And we also got our first image or not our first image, but an image from Empire Magazine. If I can find it. Yes, it is. Of Stellan Skarsgård and Diego Luna as Cassian, who looks very serious, on a speeder. And if you don't know who Stellan Skarsgård is, he plays Eric Selvig in the Thor franchise. Uh, so Alex, what do you think about all this news? Yeah, what do you think?
Interesting approach for season 2 to do the time jumps. I think if it's executed well, and literally the way to execute it well is just put 1 year later, just like they did with Kenobi. Because I've seen a lot of people not liking the time jumps because they think they'll get confused. I think it's easy, again, if you just put the 1 year later tag on it. It's not too confusing at that point. Yeah, I'm excited. Andor has been a very anticipated project for me as of late, and so I'm excited, man. Really
Yeah,
am.
I mean, I would disagree with you that it's going to get confusing.
I don't think it's going to get confusing, but I've seen a lot of worry about people getting confused. Again, I think it's easy just to put because that's not going to be if you think them this tweet or whatever about them saying this for season 2. Not everyone's going to see this tweet, and so I think if they just make it prevalent in the show that on the 4th episode, it's 1 year later from the last set of 3. So
That's fair, but I also think it tells me a little bit how the show's gonna or the second season's gonna go. I feel like this is going to be telling like the big adventure Cassian had in these years. I feel like 1 through 3, like episodes 1 through 3, will be an arc, right? It will be an arc. It will be one long adventure. It's not going to tell individual stories. I think it's just going to tell. It's going to be like Clone Wars, being an arc. You're going to get 4 arcs in season 2, 4 3 episodes arcs. I think season 1 could be structured in the same way, and I want to ask you because it looks like the directors are directing 3 episodes in a row in some cases, right? One's directing 1, 2, 3. One's directing, and that's that same person's directing 8, 9, 10. I believe it's Toby Haynes. So they're directed 3 episodes in a row. Now I want to ask you: do you think that those episodes are connected? In that sense, do you think they're telling the
yeah,
same overarching story?
I think what Andor is doing is I think it's kind of combining a mix of Star Wars Rebels and Clone Wars, with season 1 taking the more Rebels approach of a linear story, and then season 2 taking a Clone Wars approach of arc stories, of contained stories, of Cassian doing adventure of the year. And so that's what I think the approach is going to be.
And I would also add, I think that they're also doing a Mandalorian thing, right? Where I think there's going to be definitely one-off episodes in season 1, but they're going to be essential to the character, right? Because we got to get Cassian to the point where he is in Rogue One. We need to establish all of the bad stuff he says he's done, all of the bad things he's seen in Rogue One. So we
Yeah.
have to establish that to really further establish and further understand his motives in Rogue One, right? Because in Rogue One, he kind of comes off as like a dick at some points, right? I mean, he's gonna kill, literally gonna kill Jid's father. I know it's would probably be a good thing in the name of the rebellion to kill the man who literally worked on the Death Star. I understand he put in the weakness, but like that ultimately was the reason the Death Star was destroyed. But still, he's an Imperial scientist. Like he's the top guy.
Yeah.
Besides Orson Krennic, like that would have been a good thing. Obviously, morally, killing the person's father that you just met's not a good thing. But
Hmm.
yeah, we got to get to a place where why Cassian is such a morally great character. Obviously, he has a big heart. He wants to do good, but at what cost, right? He literally the first scene we see him, he literally kills a dude
Yeah.
who gives him information. He kills him because he's not going to make it.
Hmm.
So why does he join the rebellion? What's the rebellion doing? And again, I think there could be some episodes you don't even see Cassian. I think you could have a one-off story about what's going on in Coruscant, right?
What's going on with the Mothma? What's going on with the Senate?
Right. So I very much think that season one will have arcs, but also they'll have one-offs like Clone Wars and Rebels has, and Mandalorian, where we learn a little bit about the character, but maybe it doesn't progress the story
Hmm.
as much forward. I don't think this show was going to be like Kenobi, where it's like a in this case, it would be like a 7 hour, 8 hour, 9 hour film.
Yeah.
It's going to just tell stories that establish who Cassian is and establish the rebellion. So that's the
Yeah.
way I think we're going. I think we could kind of see that from the way or what episodes the directors are directed and what Gilroy saying about the show. Tony Gilroy, who's writing it.
Yep. 130 million% agree with you, man.
And what did you think of that image?
Look good.
Yeah,
Um, Again, I'm very excited for Andor. It comes out at a very exciting time. It comes out it'll be our first essentially majorly direct competition show with Star Wars and Marvel, unless you are really counting Miss Marvel was a true competitor to Kenobi. Kenobi, the series that smashed Disney Plus records, and Miss Marvel that also smashed Disney Plus records, but for the bad reasons, as the least watched show and the least viewed show on all platforms. If you want to really consider that competition, then go you. But yeah,
yeah, yeah. It will be definitely will be competition for Marvel Studios and She Hulk will be coming out at that time. So
and
yeah,
Bad
Andor
Batch.
and Bad Batch a month later. Andor, very excited. I think it's got the potential to be the best Star Wars show. It's good. I think it
Absolutely.
could be the best looking. Right, this show doesn't use the
Yep.
volume, and I think it may lead to more shows following this 12 episode format. That's another reason we're
Yes.
excited.
If
12.
that's my thing is if this does well, then I think that should be a sign for Disney to start making their Marvel and Star Wars shows 12 episodes long.
8 to 12, yeah.
8
But
to 12
also,
again.
I'm worried we're gonna get like 12, 25 minute episodes.
Oh, stop. Don't put that out there. Don't put that out there. But again, I think Mandalorian is pretty showing that it's okay to have a filler episode in an eight
Right.
episode season or an eight
Well,
episode
I wouldn't
series.
even call it filler. I would
Yeah,
just call
like
it a one off.
like the spider thing wasn't one off. It was built. It was building that thing towards Grogu's never seen Din with his helmet off, and then what do you know? It comes back to pay off in the finale. So
Right. And he needs to get Frog Lady to that planet to meet the Mandalorians. Like it's a very essential thing. Like he
yeah,
needs to do it.
yeah,
Um.
absolutely.
eh, eh,
So that's what
yeah.
I'm hoping. Obviously, who wouldn't want 12 episodes of The Mandalorian in a season?
Right. And again, I think Andor, like we're saying, I think we agree, it's going to blend Clone Wars, Rebels, and Mandalorian in the
We
sense it's
you
going to tell
gotta yeah,
arcs.
you gotta
It's
think,
also going to have one offs,
but you gotta
but
think.
they're one offs that are
And
essential.
Andor is going to be concurrent with Rebels. It'll be taking place during the exact time of the beginning of Star Wars Rebels. So, do you think we could see Phoenix Squadron make maybe not make an
I don't want to
appearance,
see.
but
I think
a
this
cameo, a
a
name
cameo I'd
drop?
be fine with, but I do not want to see a damn lightsaber. Not one in this show.
Oh, we're gonna see one. We didn't think we'd see one in the Mandalorian, and then we
No, the
saw it.
Mandalorian made sense after literally after the first episode with
Yeah,
Grogu.
but take Grogu out. You could have made this a different story for the Mandalorian to be separated from the Jedi.
What character would you put in Andor?
Vader.
No, why? What is he gonna do?
I
The
don't
dude
know.
didn't even have time to hunt Obi-Wan. Oh, let me go after Cassian Andor.
Who knows? Maybe he kills an Imperial officer. Maybe we'll see another Jedi. Who knows?
Nah, I'm not down with that.
Who flippin' knows?
Because I feel
Maybe
like
we'll see
the same
Obi
way I
Wan.
feel with Cassian is like the same way I feel like with Han Solo. It's like those two kind of shouldn't know a lot about the Force.
Shouldn't or should?
Shouldn't. Like Han doesn't know really anything until he meets Ben. And I feel like Cassian's the same way. He's just a grunt that's fought his way. I don't feel like
Dude,
Cassian's the type of character to believe in mystical
lightsabers.
powers.
Lightsabers are going to be in every series and show. I would be remiss
I don't think you're
if
gonna
we
see a
didn't.
lightsaber.
I don't know, man. If we're
I
not,
mean, you barely saw one in Rogue One.
if we don't see one in season one, we'll see it in season two.
Okay. I
That's
think
my
that's fair.